What could make two of Korea's most talked about stars step into the spotlight side by side after months of speculation? No more hiding. Park Jinyoung and Kim Yoo-jung have just been spotted together in public, and this sight has sent fans into a frenzy. Stay with Red Carpet revealed as we dive deep into every detail of this headline-making moment, starting right now. Air outside the Seoul Arts Center was electric. The kind of charged atmosphere that only comes when whispers have been circulating for months and the truth is about to step into the light. Fans had been gathering since early morning, pressing up against barricades, craning their necks toward the entrance. Phones raised like weapons ready to capture history. The red carpet shimmered under the soft glow of evening spotlights. Reporters jostling for position as they aimed their cameras at the arriving stars. And then, in an instant that seemed to stretch into forever, the buzz turned into a roar. Park Jinyoung and Kim Yoo-jung had arrived. Together. It wasn't the kind of together that could be dismissed as coincidence. They stepped out of the same sleek black car, one after the other, moving in perfect sync as if this had been rehearsed. Though their expressions told a different story. Jinyoung, in a tailored midnight blue suit that made every camera flash pop, gave a small wave to the crowd before turning his attention to Yoo-jung. She was radiant in an ivory gown, her hair cascading over her shoulders, her smile soft but purposeful. When she reached his side, he leaned in slightly, murmuring something only she could hear. And she laughed, a genuine, unguarded laugh that sent photographers into a frenzy. For months, the rumor mill had been grinding out speculation. Were they just friends, connected through the tight-knit world of Korean entertainment? Were they quietly working on a project? Or was there something more? Something personal? That explained the subtle ways their names kept surfacing together? There had been near misses before, sightings at the same cafe, blurry photos of them at the same airport within hours of each other, interview answers that danced around direct questions. But until now, nothing concrete. Tonight, the waiting was over. They didn't rush down the carpet, nor did they linger unnecessarily. Instead, they moved at a steady, unhurried pace, pausing only when reporters called out for a joint photo. That was when it happened, the moment that would become the image of the night. Splashed across news sites before the event had even finished. Jinyoung, standing just slightly behind Yoo-jung, extended his hand to guide her forward. She took it without hesitation. It wasn't a tight grip, but it was deliberate, their fingers lacing together for just long enough to confirm what fans had been dying to believe. There was no more hiding. Inside the venue, the energy didn't dim, it shifted. They were seated together at a central table, in clear view of both the audience and the ever-watchful cameras. Between speeches and performances, they leaned toward each other often, their conversations quiet but punctuated by knowing smiles. Once, during a light-hearted moment on stage, Yoo-jung covered her mouth to stifle a laugh, and Jinyoung reached over to adjust a stray lock of hair from her face. The gesture was quick, almost casual. In a room full of people it carried the weight of intimacy. Outside those walls, social media was already ablaze. Hashtags like Jinyoung Yoo-jung public and No More Hiding climbed the trending charts in record time. Fan accounts flooded timelines with clips of their arrival, slowed down and zoomed in for maximum effect. Side-by-side comparisons of past coincidental sightings resurfaced, now framed as evidence of a long-hidden closeness. "We knew it," one fan tweeted. "They've been giving us hints for months." Others were more cautious, urging respect for whatever their relationship might be. But the prevailing sentiment was clear: people were thrilled to see them together. Whatever the reason, industry insiders were quick to weigh in. Some suggested this was a carefully timed public debut, perhaps tied to an upcoming collaboration. Others dismissed the theory, pointing out that the event, an annual cultural awards gala, had nothing to promote except the accomplishments of the honorees. If they wanted to reveal a relationship, this would be the perfect setting. One veteran entertainment journalist commented on a live panel: "High visibility, controlled environment, plenty of positive media attention." As the evening unfolded, who remained composed under the constant gaze of lenses. They posed for group photos, accepted greetings from fellow celebrities, and participated in a short backstage interview where they artfully dodged personal questions. When asked about their appearance together, Young smiled politely and said, "We're happy to be here tonight, celebrating the achievements of so many talented people." Jinyoung, standing just close enough that their shoulders nearly touched, added, It's always good to have someone you admire beside you. That single line was enough to send the internet into another round of speculation. Admirer? Partner? Co-star? The lack of a definitive label only fueled the fascination. And as the event drew to a close, they made their exit the same way they had arrived, together. Cameras flashed wildly as they walked side by side toward the waiting car, Jinyoung holding the door for Yoo-jung before sliding in after her. The car pulled away, leaving behind a chorus of cheers, unanswered questions, and the undeniable sense that something had shifted. Days that followed, their appearance continued to dominate headlines. Editorials praised their confidence. Fans organized online celebrations, and brands subtly hinted at interest in pairing them for campaigns. While neither confirmed nor denied any change in their relationship, their silence seemed strategic, a way of letting the moment speak for itself. And speak it did. The hand-holding, the laughter, the shared glances, each detail became part of a narrative that fans and media alike were eager to write. For Park Jinyoung and Kim Yoo-jung, to step into public view together was more than a photo opportunity. Declaration. Even if unspoken, no more hiding. Whether it marked the beginning of a new chapter or simply the public acknowledgement of an existing bond, it had already etched itself into the memory of their fans, and into the history of Korean entertainment. The morning after their appearance, people woke up to a news cycle that was saturated with only one story. Every major outlet, from entertainment portals to morning talk shows, with the same image, Park Jinyoung and Kim Yoo-jung, hand in hand, walking down the red carpet with a kind of composure that left no room for denial. The moment had been replayed so many times in the last 12 hours that it was etched into the minds of millions, each subtle gesture dissected, each fleeting glance slowed down into heartbeats worth of meaning. Online, the reactions had grown more layered overnight. The initial flood of raw excitement had evolved into a tapestry of speculation, analysis, and, for some, quiet reflection. One fan account posted a side-by-side video montage, moments from last night intercut with archival footage of the two from past events, showing similarities in the way they moved together. Always been there, the caption read. We just didn't see it until now. But beyond the thrill of a possible romance, there was another question on everyone's mind. What did this mean for them professionally? Industry insiders debated whether this was a calculated reveal timed to shift public perception or simply an unplanned step into the spotlight. Jinyoung is at a pivotal point in his career. Agency strategist told a panel on SBS's Entertainment Focus. If he's moving into more mature roles, showing a personal connection like this can help expand his image. Yoo-jung, too, has been transitioning from child star to a respected leading actress. A public appearance with Jinyoung could signal a strategic partnership, or something more personal. While the experts debated, a wave of information broke the internet. An anonymous source claiming to be a close acquaintance of both stars gave an exclusive interview to a mid-tier online magazine. The source insisted the red carpet moment was no PR stunt, it was, in their words, a decision made in the car. Minutes before arriving. According to the account, who had attended the gala simply as friends, albeit very close ones. But when they saw the crowd, the fans, flashing cameras, something shifted. The source claimed. They looked at each other and decided, without words, to stop avoiding the speculation. If people were going to talk, give them something worth talking about. Whether or not the story was true, it resonated with fans. The idea of a spontaneous, defiant moment appealed to the romantic in everyone. Social media lit up with posts celebrating their courage, framing the appearance as an act of authenticity in an industry often criticized for its careful choreography. Their agencies, however, remained cautious. Statements were released within hours, each carefully worded to acknowledge the event without confirming any personal details. Jinyoung's management said. Jinyoung attended the Cultural Excellence Awards Gala as an invited guest. His arrival with Kim Yoo-jung was a matter of personal choice. Yoo-jung's team mirrored the sentiment, adding, "We ask for understanding and respect regarding our artist's private life." The brevity of these statements only added fuel to the fire. If there was nothing to hide, why not simply say so? Meanwhile, the entertainment community buzzed with indirect commentary. On a late-night variety show, a veteran actor teased, "The red carpet was more exciting than the awards themselves this year." The audience laughed knowingly, and the clip went viral within hours. Other celebrities liked or reposted fan edits of Jinyoung and Yoo-jung's appearance, subtly fanning the flames of public interest. Following weekend brought another unexpected turn. The two were spotted at a charity event in Gangnam, an intimate gathering hosted to raise funds for arts education. Though they arrived separately, witnesses reported that once inside, gravitated toward each other almost immediately. Wasn't over the top, said one attendee. Stood side by side during the group photo. They chatted quietly between speeches, and once, when Yoo-jung stepped away for a moment, Jinyoung's eyes followed her across the room until she returned. The description was enough to keep the rumor mill grinding. By now, brands were taking notice. Luxury watch company posted a cryptic Instagram story showing two models, one men's, one women's, side by side. By the caption, "Perfect timing." Fans immediately speculated it was a reference to the couple. Cosmetics brand reposted a photo at Yoo-jung from the gala, tagging Jinyoung's account without explanation. Either coincidental or opportunistic, these gestures kept the pair firmly in the public conversation. For all the noise, both stars carried on with their professional commitments. Jinyoung was spotted filming on location for an upcoming drama, his demeanor as calm as ever despite the paparazzi waiting outside. Yoo-jung attended a press junket for her latest film, where journalists inevitably asked about the event. She smiled and replied, "It was a wonderful night. I'm grateful for the company I had." The room erupted in laughter and applause, diplomacy earning praise even from skeptical reporters. Later, the frenzy began to settle, not because interest had waned, but because the story had evolved from a scandal to a cultural touch point. Fan clubs from both sides collaborated on joint charity drives in their honor, raising thousands for causes the stars had previously supported. Editorials reflected on how their choice to appear together challenged the unwritten rules of Korean celebrity culture, where personal relationships are often hidden until unavoidable. Their next public sighting was quieter but just as telling. A fan snapped a photo of them at a quiet cafe in Itaewon, seated across from each other with coffee cups in hand. They weren't disguised, though they kept a respectful distance. In the background, a friend was laughing at something Yoo-jung had just said, and Jinyoung's gaze was fixed on her in that way that made the photo instantly go viral. No statement accompanied the image, and none was needed. By this point, the phrase "no more hiding" had become more than just a catchy headline. It was a rallying cry for fans who had long suspected their closeness. Whether they were dating, building a deep friendship, something in between, the world seemed ready to accept it. For Jinyoung and Yoo-jung, they continued to live their lives, unbothered by the constant undercurrent of curiosity. Perhaps that was the real story all along, not the red carpet, not the hand-holding, but the quiet decision to stop shrinking away from the light. Industry where so much is constructed. They had given the public a moment that felt real. And for many, that was enough. As the weeks passed and the noise around their public debut began to soften, one thing became clear: this wasn't just another fleeting headline. The night Park Jinyoung and Kim Yoo-jung walked side by side into the Seoul Arts Center had become a moment etched into the timeline of Korean entertainment. For their fans, it was more than celebrity news. It was a statement of presence, of authenticity, and perhaps of courage. At Red Carpet Revealed, we've been with you every step of the way, following the first ripple of excitement as the photos hit the internet, listening to the whirlwind of speculation, documenting the quiet grace with which both stars navigated the aftermath. We've seen the way their appearance shifted from shock to celebration, from whispers to well wishes. I know many of you have felt this story just as deeply. For that, we want to say thank you. Thank you for reading beyond the headlines, for engaging with the nuance, for remembering that behind the glamour and the fanfare are two people making choices in real time. Your passion, curiosity, and empathy are what keep stories like this alive, not as gossip, but as part of our shared cultural memory. I promise you this: whatever comes next, we'll be here to bring you the most detailed, respectful, and compelling coverage possible. Whether Park Jinyoung and Kim Yoo-jung appear together again in a grand public moment or choose to retreat into privacy, you'll know the truth as soon as it's ready to be told. To stay connected and never miss an update, I invite you to subscribe to Red Carpet Revealed. It's free, it's instant, and it means you'll be the first to hear when the next chapter unfolds, whether that's a joint interview, a surprise project, Another red carpet entrance that leaves the nation buzzing. We'd like to hear from you. What was your first thought when you saw them together that night? Did it confirm what you always believed? Or did it take you completely by surprise? Do you think their public appearance signals a new openness in Korean celebrity culture? Or was it just one magical evening? Share your thoughts in the comments below, debate, agree, question, and connect with other readers who were just as captivated as you. From everyone here at Red Carpet Revealed, thank you again for trusting us to tell this story. Thank you for being part of a community that sees beyond the perfect photos to the real, unfiltered moments that make this industry human. Whatever lies ahead for Park Jinyoung and Kim Yoo-jung, one thing is certain, when the spotlight finds them again, we'll be here, ready to capture every second. Then, keep your eyes open, your heart ready, and your seat saved for the next unforgettable scene.